The house was actually behind me. Crews say there's still pieces of the driveway left behind, and so far, this is what they've been able to fish out during low tide. According to the sign, it should be open right now, but as you can see, the lights are off and the shades are closed. However, there is an open investigation after police say they got complaints about alleged prostitution. I talked with the homeowner, Nancy Gonzalez, who told me she tries not to focus on what was, but what will be. It's a classic Hampton Roads scene, a military homecoming nearly 9 months in the making. I'm Angela Bohon at Naval Air Station Oceana with a look at the squadrons of Carrier Strike Group 10 as they return home. Absolutely. You know, between the storms last night, we were actually in Elizabeth City with the storms, and one of the restaurants we stopped at said their air conditioning wasn't working well, but I actually like it warmer. It was very quiet in the courtroom. You could feel everyone was waiting for that moment, and it was hard for me to fight back tears as well, just as a mother hearing that. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Angela Bohon. In Chesapeake, community members came together today to help the family of 12-year-old Juan Acevedo. And I'm thinking there's some people out there with their Valentine's chocolate, probably eating it for breakfast. What do you think, Christy? And not only are we hearing some pretty cool memories of the old dome, but we are hearing all about the new dome. In fact, I'm standing on the stage and we are taking a look at the progress as it happens. Over the years, I've talked to Bilal Muhammad many times as he pushes for peace in the streets. But this time was different. 1 year ago, right here in this parking lot, I interviewed the community activist just hours after his very own son had been murdered. And now I'm following through, checking in on him and his family as they seek justice. And I got to see him in a different light.
I'm on the phone, listening to the conversation. Next, pow! A gunshot.
Hours after hearing the gunshot that claimed his son's life, Bilal Muhammad mustered the strength to organize a rally.
Justice will be served.
Now, 1 year later, he and his wife Cynthia will celebrate their 39th wedding anniversary, just 1 day before the first anniversary of their son's murder. Muhammad says his son was leaving for work when he got into an argument with another man. He would never see his 3 young girls again.
He loved them girls. He really loved his girls. Yes, he did.
They carry him around every day. It has his voice inside.
Aaliyah, Armani, and Amaya cling onto a teddy bear that plays a recording of their dad's voice. Their mother, Kelly Shaw, is doing what she can to stay strong.
It's been hard, really hard. Every day, it still feels like it just happened yesterday.
Part of moving forward means weekly therapy sessions.
I'm dealing with their emotions every day. You know, some days they're okay, the next days they're really upset.
Bilal and his wife Cynthia have stepped up to help raise the girls in their father's absence.
Our son, Ali, he used to tell me, he said, Dad, you always take care of my girls. In the future, if it's something may happen.
And that includes nightly prayers in Arabic.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbi Alameen. When we look at them, we see their daddy. Not only because they look like their daddy, but the personality. I see their daddy personality in all 3 of them.
Muhammad says despite the heartbreak that's almost too hard to talk about sometimes, he will continue to work in the community like he has since he was a child, especially consoling other parents who have lost a child like they have.
Our number 1 therapy is the girls and the community. I have to work in the community. That's part of the therapy just as well. It's in my genes, it's in my blood, and I can't stop.
Come on, honey.
And the man charged with Ali Muhammad's murder will go to trial in October. We'll be there to continue following through. In Norfolk, Angela Bohon, News 3. 2 years. Hundreds of thousands of lives lost because of the war in Ukraine. And in Olena Morozova's case, it split up her family, for now at least.
Have you ever been to the United States?
Never, never. Before I've dreamt to come here. Of course, I didn't want to come here due to war.
Olena Morozova is a talented pianist and composer from Odessa, Ukraine. It's a port city along the coast of the Black Sea known for its music and arts. But in the fall of 2022, this wife and mother chose to leave all that she's known while coping with the death of both of her parents.
I said to him, maybe I shouldn't go because, my family is there. I'm mom, I'm wife, how can I give up them and so. But he said, just try. Try, maybe you will get some experience and maybe you will bring more benefit to Ukraine when you stay in United States.
She's now staying with extended family in Virginia Beach.
I saw the ocean. I have never seen the ocean before.
One of her sons is with her, but the youngest one, a musician like his mother, remains in Ukraine. I got the chance to meet him and ask what he thinks of his mom being here.
А що у вас, повітряна тривога чи що у вас там?
He says he misses his mom.
But he supports me with my activities.
Those activities include teaching at the Governor's School for the Arts in Norfolk, as well as using technology to virtually teach her Ukrainian students, like Misha, who moved to Germany because of the war.
I also miss Ukraine, and I would like to come back now, but unfortunately I can't.
Morozova says every morning she checks the news to get updates on the war. She uses music to help express her feelings.
Sometimes I cry. Mostly it's at night, but then I pull myself together. Because we should be strong.
And helping her to stay strong is her husband, Alexander.
Сказав, що вийде на зв'язок і не може зараз вийти, да?
He's a mechanic who has helped fix vehicles for Ukrainian soldiers.
He said, yes, of course, I'm very missing, and my wife is there, I'm here.
This musician says time will tell, but she longs for the day when they can safely reunite.
Все, пока-пока. Я тобі потім зателефоную. Давай, пока-пока.
Добре, давай.
Давай.
In Virginia Beach, Angela Bohon, News 3.
It's a tube and fabric airplane. This is built in 1941.
It seems retired naval aviator Kurt Muller could talk for hours about his passion for flying. However,
For me, I get jaded to just how special flying is until I take somebody up who has this great reaction, and I might get as much, if not more, out of it than they do.
Muller has created a nonprofit organization called Tribute Aviation that will take veterans on flights in this open cockpit as a type of therapy.
The pilot flies in the back and the passengers up front.
This former combat vet has already given many recreational flights and describes a couple of memorable ones, including a woman who just finished chemotherapy.
She was looking to check things off of her bucket list.
Another he helped overcome his fear of flying.
He finally summoned the courage to go. And from the moment the wheels left the ground, you could tell his excitement, you could feel it. You get the wind in the hair, you can hear the roar of the big radial engine and the big wooden prop. You can smell the exhaust and the oil.
Muller hopes that feeling of being in the sky will give veterans a new perspective, literally. And a local psychologist I talked with, who's worked a lot with the military, said she thinks this type of therapy could be ideal for a few reasons.
I think that peer model can be really helpful. I know I'm going to a veteran. I know this is someone who likely understands the culture or the experiences I've had.
And Dr. Christy Norwood says a healthy adrenaline rush shouldn't be underestimated.
You're in a combat zone, you're in crisis mode, and so here's an opportunity to come home, but be able to fly, but in an environment that's safe and healthy.
Tex Kelly, a pilot who served 23 years in the Navy, is honored to be part of this endeavor.
Suicide rate for veterans is unacceptably high, and it's a tragedy for the nation that veterans come home and struggle with their integration back into civilian life. Me personally, being able to help even one make that transition better and live a more fulfilling life after the service they've given is very satisfying.
The military can be such its own culture, and sort of coming out of that culture, and for many people coming out of that culture really quickly and expecting to readjust can be hard, and it can take a lot of time.
And Tribute Aviation hopes to help with that challenge, holding monthly gatherings for combat veterans and Gold Star families. Their first event will be in June. And Tribute Aviation is inviting local veterans to find out more about their organization and perhaps take a flight. To get details, find this story at WTKR.com. In Pungo, Angela Bohon, News 3.